you have a question?
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
but I didn't expect to go first. Could you address an issue of how you use tapping for somebody, like my sister just had knee surgery, and she's in a great deal of pain as she's healing, how that is used for a situation like that?
Maybe I need to know more about the circumstances, but if it's simply knee pain after surgery, I would say even though I have this knee pain. But if I'm dealing with the pain and it still doesn't go away, even though there is obvious medical reason for it to be there, that is, you can take x-rays of it and see the damage and the doctors can say, see, that's why they have the pain and so on, I will still assume, rightly or wrongly, I will assume there's an emotional reason behind that pain. And I will say to them, in fact, you might want to write this down, you'll hear it again probably, but if there was an emotional contributor to that pain, what would it be? And they'll give you, oh, because I'm so angry. Let me give you a great example. I'll give you a magnificent example. This was about 3 or 4 years ago, and I was giving a workshop like this in a therapist's home for a group of 15, 20 therapists, okay? And one of them brought in a client who had been in an automobile accident. And it was a very serious accident, and she had a metal plate in her neck, she said, I know. And she said in her arm, there was a pain that was always at a 9 or 10. Always. It never went below a 9. It was 9 or 10, 9, 10. Always, 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 always. And so we did some tapping for the pain, no result. Okay? And so I said to her, if there was an emotional reason for that pain, what would it be? Well, she knew it instantly. She says, because I'm so angry, you know, I mean, she got red in the face and the veins stood out on her neck and everything else. I'm so angry at the other driver. She was angry at the doctors. Why did she have to be through, you know, have to go through all of this, etc.? We then tapped for the anger, and within a minute, the pain in her arm, gone. Her therapist called Adrian about 2 months later, reporting on the case, still hadn't come back. I don't know how to explain it, okay? Except you will see with this more and more and more the very obvious connection between our emotional issues and our physical manifestations. You'll see it over. It should be undeniable anyway, but it's even more undeniable, you know, as we develop this. Even though I have, is it both feet that are achy?
Both feet, yeah.
They're equally achy.
Actually, you know, the right one usually has a higher intensity, but they both have the symptoms, yes.
Okay. Even though I have these achy feet?
Even though I have these achy feet.
I deeply and completely accept myself?
I deeply and completely accept
these
myself.
Achy feet?
These achy feet.
These achy feet?
These achy feet.
These achy feet?
These achy feet.
Again?
These achy feet. These achy feet. These achy feet. These achy feet.
All right. Is it still a 7?
There's a, yeah.
Still a 7. Even though I had this tenseness in my stomach.
Even though I had this tenseness in my stomach.
About the motorcycle.
About motorcycles.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I'm not so sure about motorcycles, though.
I'm not so sure about motorcycles, though.
Okay. Motorcycles in my stomach.
Motorcycles in my stomach.
Motorcycles in my stomach.
Motorcycles in my stomach.
That motorcycle in my stomach.
That motorcycle in my stomach.
That motorcycle in my stomach.
That motorcycle.
How's the stomach now?
It's about a 2.
It's about a 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I still have this 2.
Even though I still have this 2.
And it reminds me of that accident.
It reminds me of that accident.
And all the things people said.
And all the things people said.
And what I had to say to my children.
And what I had to say to my children.
And all their responses.
And all their responses.
Okay. I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
And I forgive myself for all my contributions.
And I forgive myself for all my contributions.
Yeah, that got you, didn't it? Did you spike?
Yeah, because you know what? I just thought of something.
Yeah, okay.
The thought just came to me that I've been carrying around all this time, that maybe if I had, because he called me prior to the accident, of course, happening, and maybe if I had insisted that he come home right then and there, it would have changed things and the accident wouldn't have happened and he would have, yeah. Okay. So it just occurred to me, I've been carrying that thought with me and I didn't realize it.
Is that a guilt thought? Like if you had, then
if I had been insistent, yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Even though I didn't say, but go ahead.
Okay. Even though I didn't insist that he come home right then.
Okay. I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
Would he have come anyway if you insisted?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
So I'm back to anger at that son of a gun. Okay, but even though I have this illogical guilt.
Even though I have this illogical guilt.
It is illogical, is it not?
It is illogical.
Okay. But I'm carrying it around anyway.
But I've been carrying it around anyway.
And my feet are talking to me about it.
My feet are talking to me
And
about
so
it.
is my stomach.
So is my stomach.
And I just carry this around, even though I have this inside job.
Even though I have this inside job.
And I'm doing this thing to myself.
And I'm doing this thing to myself.
And my feet are yelling at me.
My feet are yelling
saying,
at me.
stop that.
Saying, stop that.
And so is my stomach.
So is my stomach.
I deeply and completely accept myself.
I
love my feet.
I love my feet.
And I wish they would burn more often to let me know when I'm doing silly things in my head.
And I wish they'd burn more often so they'd let me know when I'm doing silly things in my head.
Like we all do.
Like we all do.
And we all do, by the way. Anybody here not do silly things in your head? How's your feet?
They're fine.
How's your stomach?
It's fine.
Say those motorcycles.
Those motorcycles.
What was your husband's name?
Barry.
Barry? Mm-hmm. Okay. And when you said motorcycles, the stomach?
It's nothing. I don't have any.
Say Barry died on a motorcycle.
Barry died on a motorcycle accident.
Okay. What number do you get to when you say that?
I can say that without crying, without tears going to my eyes, and I would say it's at a 0.
Okay. Now.
And my feet are fine.